Hello YouTube family, welcome to or welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Sharida and welcome. In today's video, honey, we are diving into more gourmands. This is all about caramel, praline, and toffee. So if your goal is to smell sticky, sweet, scrumdiddlyumptious, and you love the aforementioned notes, no matter your budget, your girl has got some options for you. High end, low, mid, we got it, all right? So without further ado, let's go ahead and dive right into today's video. All right, before we start, gentle reminder, are you subscribed? If not, if you are, make sure you give the video a big thumbs up or hype me up if you are enjoying the content. So the first one I want to get into is a brand new Jousset release. You all know Jousset does gourmands like nobody else, okay? They have a very particular DNA. The entire house pretty much is gourmands, and they have a praline fragrance, all right? It is creamy, delicious, lactonic. It's all things you want to smell like if you love a good gourmand praline note, and praline melange is just it, all right? So what I love about this one is you are getting white chocolate, okay? Praline, caramel. So like if you love any of that, this one I think is really going to speak to you, particularly that creamy praline, like milky facet is what really stands out in this fragrance. So I think this one is slated for wide release October the 22nd. So hopefully by the time this goes live, I will have a link for you. But if not, I will try to remember to announce it in the community tab. But this opens with notes of white chocolate and cocoa butter. You have heart notes of praline, hazelnut, and condensed milk. And you have base notes of caramel, vanilla, and sugar. It doesn't remind me of any fragrances I currently own. I do think that you have to like lactonic to vibe with this one, but it is really beautifully balanced, you know, overall. And I just think it's a really good blend of lactonic and low sugary sweet notes. And to me, this doesn't get cloying. It's not too heavy or thick, even though it's going to be that rich, indulgent nature that we can typically expect from a fragrance featuring this kind of note breakdown. It doesn't wear overly nutty. Surprisingly, I get a bit more chocolate than one would think. And I think obviously the cocoa butter is what is doing that, but it's going to wear just a touch more prominent than what this lineup will let on. This is not giving just through and through white, creamy, you know, you're getting something that you can smell a little chocolatey in the backdrop. So just keep that in mind. And hopefully when this is released, you know, samples will also be available. I think that if you love praline, you should definitely give it a try because it is all things praline caramel sweet. It's just so delicious and I cannot get enough of this one. Moderate wear. And as you know, that's like how most of my Joussets at least start off. I want to see like how this develops over time with it being a, you know, hot off the press release, because right now I'm getting maybe about 3-4 hours. And again, very typical for Joussets that are new. And I seem to get a lot of my Joussets like fresh off the press, like brand new fragrances, but they do get better with time as far as the projection and the longevity. So a hit for me, loving this one, sent over to me from the brand of Jousset. This is Praline Melange. Now let's get into a Middle Eastern drop that I think came out several months ago. I don't think it's been around for a full year yet, if I'm not mistaken, but who am I kidding? This year has gone by so fast. You all let me know. This is Date Caramel. This is from Paris Corner. I was very late to the party knowing that this was a literal dupe of Sticky Dates. Y'all know Sticky Dates is one of my favorite gourmand body washes. I think the body mist of Sticky Date, the body spray, it doesn't quite translate, you know, like it's not giving me exact Sticky Dates like the body wash. And that's what I want, because the body wash is the first thing I got as far as the Sticky Dates lineup. I think that was the only thing available at the time. And over, you know, the past couple years, it has really grown in popularity. So they have extended the range. But this Date Caramel fragrance smells identical to the Sticky Dates body wash. And I am obsessed, loving it. And I needed it. What can I say? I needed this. And when I tell you there is no difference in the way this smells, there is no difference. The only difference is we have it in EDP form now, okay? And it is giving all the performance, all of the longevity, you know, that you would expect from a delicious Paris Corner. It's deep, it's rich, it's indulgent, and absolutely loving this one. So Date Caramel opens with notes of coffee, dates, and orange. You have middle notes of caramel, sugar, and benzoin. You have base notes of vanilla, amber, and sandalwood. If you did not enjoy, I think it's vanilla toffee from Swiss Arabian, I would say try this, because this one is not going to where it's dark and it's deep, but you're going to get some similar components where they'll be mildly reminiscent of each other. But this is much more like gourmand, girly, sweet, like just imagine Sticky Dates. That is what you're going to get from this fragrance. And it's a stunner. It's a beautiful for this time of year, and especially, you know, when it really starts to cool down, because it's quite a treat. All right. So again, this one is Date Caramel, and this is from Paris Corner. Now let's get into a newer release from the 7 Virtues, and this is Buttercream Haze. This fragrance has nailed the scent of buttercream frosting, vanilla buttercream frosting right here in a scent. You have got to try this one, because I was so shocked at how well they were able to nail this. I think you're going to get more of that literal interpretation of buttercream frosting in the top. It does die down just a little bit as it starts to wear, and you're going to get something that's maybe slightly woody, very vanilla, tonka bean forward, but this is just a hit for me, and I cannot wait to upgrade this to a full bottle. Hopefully it's sent to me in PR, but honey, if not, I don't care, because in the next couple weeks, once this is gone, I will be getting this full bottle in my collection, because the caramel, the buttercream is just sending me. And again, just one for the girl who loves it, sugary sweet, literal gourmand, because it's exactly what this is. So Buttercream Haze opens with notes of vanilla and buttercream. You have middle notes of caramel and maple, and you have base notes of tonka bean. The maple leaf was definitely scaring me. I was a little apprehensive. That's why I said, you know what, travel size first, just in case. I don't want to smell like maple syrup. This maple, yes, you're getting something that you can kind of pick up on it, but it is so blended into that caramel. It's so wearable, and they did not like do us injustice by having that maple in there. It's beautiful, perfection. If you want to smell like vanilla buttercream frosting, honey, you know, pair it with your cake scents or cupcake, this is what you need. It's so beautiful, and I love this one. All right, again, this one is Buttercream Haze, and this is from the 7 Virtues. Now let's go ahead and get into, I think, the only toffee feature that we have on here, and you already know, honey, MAHNI CASSONADE. How could I not mention her? Very toffee forward. Toffee, some people get burnt sugar. I don't necessarily get that. This is like toffee, woody, vanilla, brown sugar heaven. If I can just, oh my God, just try it. Just try it for yourself. There are decants available everywhere, honey. We even have people duping the girl, okay? That's a sign that you got something good on your hands. This wears unlike any other vanilla in my collection. I don't get some of the comparisons, but everyone's nose is different. This wears really original to me. It is very rich in the amberwood, so you're getting something that just automatically feels a little bit more grown up. The cashmere is so comforting. This cashmere is going to give you a hug, okay? Making it perfect for fall and winter. There is something creamy, even though it doesn't go full on like tonic, but above all, you're going to get a ton of vanilla, toffee, and like cashmere and amberwood. And that is why I love this one so much. Beast Mode performance, insane longevity. And that is because I think that amberwood is just like, amberwood really makes the scent stick around. And I just live for this fragrance, especially this time of year. I'm not biased. Okay, I may be, but I think if I had nothing to do with this fragrance, it would still be quite a masterpiece to me, because she is just that girl, okay? I can say so myself, and so many of y'all agree. So many agree. Everyone's not going to agree, but we don't want to make things for everyone. We want to make things that are great. And the marker of something great is, you know, hey, take it or leave it, love it or hate it, but I stand by her. So check this one out. This one is from the house of Navitus Parfum. My collaboration, you know, this is named after my daughter, MAHNI CASSONADE. So check her out, sample, full bottle, whatever, just give her a try, because I think you would love it if you love a good toffee note. Now let's get into one of the most popular caramel fragrances on the market, okay? I have not brought this girl out in a minute, but baby, when I tell you Bianco latte is still as viral as ever, it's heavily duped. And another one is she can be a little polarizing, okay? If you love electronic, if you love really rich, sweet caramel fragrances, I think if you are new to fragrance, you have got to get your nose on this one. Still, to me, this reigns supreme. I've tried many dupes. They can nail the scent, but something about the performance, at least to me, like people are on the fit, like even polarized about the performance of this, and I just, wow, cannot wrap my mind around it, because this has has stupid stellar performance on me. I spray this down, honey, it fills a room. Someone enters the room, they're gonna compliment on like, what does it smell? Is someone baking something? I've gotten, you know, is someone like making, you know, pancakes, cakes? Like I have gotten named after so many different desserts wearing this, and it is a 10 out of 10 gourmand fragrance. Now, it does have a polarizing note of coumarin. It does have honey. If those things can rub you the wrong way, honey, try before you buy. But to me, to get a fragrance of this quality, of this caliber, popularity, all the things, 12-16 hour wear for like, I think under 150 if I'm not mistaken. Like, honey, this is quality for not a lot of coins for what you're getting. You're gonna get your cost per sprays, you're gonna get the compliment factor, and this is just so addictive. It's beautiful, and this is a caramel bomb. So if you love the idea of that, then check this one out. Like, I don't even need to spend too much time on it, okay? Bianco Latte, ever viral and super popular for very good reason, from the house of Giardini di Toscana. Now let's switch gears for a moment and let's get into something that is a little bit more of that lighter wearing, beautiful praline. That's what we're going to get. So this is signature scent for a girl who wants to smell gourmandy every day, and it is beautifully balanced with unique composition of florals and skin musk. And this is skin. And when I tell you, the moment they drop that Skin Intense, your girl will be getting it to review. I cannot wait, because there is just something about this Clean Reserve fragrance that just does it for me. So on the fence about ever trying this, but it is so special. And people describe this as something like skin scent, but if you overspray this, like my sister was gobsmacked at how strong it smelled like 5 hours after I had it on. And sometimes when you overspray something, depending on the like material, because I used to wear black polyester, honey, this fragrance is going nowhere. If you have fragrances that are pretty much plastic, like it's going to stick around. And this actually gives beautiful projection. This is not a close to the, like, it's not that to me anyway. All right, beautiful performance, especially for something that wears floral, sweet praline, and supposedly like a fresher take on a gourmand. It's beautifully floral musk, but the praline really does make it special. So skin opens with notes of bergamot, orange blossom, and honeysuckle. You have middle notes of skin, vanilla orchid, and peony, and you have base notes of salt, musk, praline, and white cedar extract. The balance of the florals, the skin muskiness of it all, and that saltiness, it really does help the praline to not do too much to become like this literal, overly sweet, heavy gourmand. It's just, every woman needs it in her collection. If you are newer to fragrance, you want something that is versatile, that has a beautiful praline, this is it. You can wear this all year, okay? Anywhere. And it's just such a beautiful scent to me, all right? So try this one out. It should be available at your Sephora. My favorite from the house, again, this one is Skin from Clean Reserve. All right, let's get into a beast mode. Unisex. Some may think it leans a little masculine. I disagree. It's very, very straight up and down unisex to me. My favorite of the khamrahs, the smoothest, best khamrah, and it's going to feature a really prominent praline, which makes it very sweet. But this is khamrah dukhan from the house of Lattafa, and oh my god, the cinnamon, it is still very much so there, but the incense has smoothed these spices out so much, like I cannot even describe it to you, and that made all the difference for me. If I'm going to pull for a khamrah, more than likely at this point it's going to be this one, because this is the easiest for me to wear. The Akigala wood in the original one is like nuclear. I mean, you got to be in the right space, the right mood, the right time to pull for that one, because it is the strongest, one of the strongest fragrances in my collection. It's gonna last you 12-16 hours plus, all right? By the time you get home from a long day, you'll still be able to smell that one. This one still has really stellar performance, but it's not going to be so cutting. It's not going to be so like, it's not gonna be doing too much, but you're gonna smell just as sweet and sexy and desirable as the other ones, okay? But this is my favorite because it is so smooth. It's still rich, it's still everything, it's still a khamrah, but it's a 10 out of 10 out of 10, honey. So if you've not tried this one, none of the khamrahs work for you. It's doing too much. The cinnamon is too much, is all I gotta say. Okay, no more notes. Like, I have nothing else to add. You just need to get your nose on, and then for this price point, I cannot. So khamrah dukhan opens with notes of spices, pimento pepper, and mandarin. You have middle notes of incense, labdanum, orange blossom, and patchouli, and you have base notes of benzoin, tonka bean, amber, tobacco, and praline. You are adding some more masculine elements. The tobacco. You have patchouli, which I really actually don't pick up on, thank God, because that is why I did not want to blind buy this one. Took a chance, but it worked out. You also have the addition of pimento pepper, so you're going to think this is going to be just even more, and maybe even more of the wrong things, but I'm telling you, this is so beautiful. All right, try this one out. My favorite from the khamrahs, dukhan from the house of Lattafa. All right, so I did not want to do this video and not feature a caramel popcorn coated fragrance, and still, you know, after a few have come into my collection, this still reigns supreme for me. What about Pop from the house of Oud? And if you're looking for something that really does strike a gorgeous balance between caramel popcorn, we're talking gourmand, with still very elevated and classy at the same time, then this one is it. The addition of that ebony wood makes a difference. It really does take it there, and it wears beautifully complex, but it is truly a gorgeous gourmand that delivers on the name. All right, so what about Pop opens with notes of popcorn, caramel, and hawthorn. You have middle notes of whipped cream, Madagascar vanilla, and night blooming cerise, and you have base notes of vetiver, ambergris, musk, benzoin, and ebony wood. Really, that entire base is really what elevates this fragrance. This is not juvenile, it's not childish, it's not, you know, too literal, and that is what makes it so good and still my favorite caramel popcorn fragrance. The popcorn really is captured so beautifully, and you almost get like this saltiness from the ambergris, the way that it is done in this fragrance. Beautiful woods like the vetiver and the ebony actually make it to where I would say it is leaning feminine, but quite unisex as well. And the caramel popcorn in the top is just everything. So if you're looking for a really beautiful elevated caramel popcorn fragrance, this is the only one you even need to consider, honey. All right, again, this one is from the house of Oud, and this is What About Pop. Last but not least is one very oudy, very caramel, but it is such a true stunner, and I will be talking about this doggone Forbidden Words Bombay Gourmand all fall and winter, so just prepare to be sick of me because, oh my God, it's so indulgent, it's so intoxicating, it's rich, it's sweet, but the caramel is like up here, okay? It's caramel, it's vanillic, it's oud, and there is something that wears spicy in this fragrance, even though it doesn't mention a lot of spices. I really think the way it wears and that way is going to be coming from those complex green notes. You have a Divana mentioned, you've got some patchouli, you have cypriol, and the combination of that, it makes it wear like with this earthy, spicy richness. Don't know where else it will be coming from. The oud is very, very beautifully done. I mean, this oud doesn't wear skanky or funky or any way. And I think that is something that a lot of the really sweet ouds have in common. This one is not going to give you that gasoline vibe either, okay? Which a lot of people will say about Oud Bouquet. I can see that, but honey, Oud Bouquet is, I will never get rid of that fragrance. It will always be in my collection. This one is even better. This is much more elevated. It's a little bit more complex. You have a rich caramel, and Oud Bouquet has a praline, all right? Oud Bouquet has more rose and it has a praline. This one, you're going to get something buttery rich from a caramel note, and that's exactly what you're getting from this one. A little less rose. The rose is dialed back, but you still want to get a bit of it, and the labdanum makes it sexy, okay? Sexy. The oud, maybe a little dialed back from Oud Bouquet, and I can't help but to compare them because you're thinking about sweet, you know, praline like rose oud. You're going to think of that. This is just like, this is on that masterpiece level for me. And it is not that I would say it's something over, like it's not gonna be hard to understand. You're gonna be able to put this, if you can wear Oud Bouquet, you can wear this, okay? But there is just something, this extra layer of richness that comes from these other components added to it that just really make it top notch. Beautiful fragrance. If you love oud, you love caramel, you love a touch of rose, and you want something that is just straight up magical, then try this one out. They do have samples, decants, full bottles at Scent Split, which is where I got my bottle. So check it out. Beautiful if you love caramel and bold in one bottle. All right. So this one again is Forbidden Words Bombay Gourmand from the house of Sazva. Right, you guys. So that is it for me. Amazing caramel praline toffee fragrances that you need to get your nose on. I think these all perform really beautifully, so they're going to be perfect for fall and winter. Check them out. Everything will be linked below, and be sure that you are subscribed to the channel. Notification bells turn on. I love you all, YouTube, and I will catch you guys on the next one.